Hello, fellow Copiloters. So, in this video series, I will share my frustration at Microsoft for not being fully open with us, that is, the Copilot agentic developers, by not being open and honest about all the developmental options for authoring a Copilot agents. Microsoft is forcing the companies towards Copilot Studio, or at least that's what their messaging is, completely ignoring the possibilities of declarative agents. Don't get me wrong, Copilot Studio is a good tool for few use cases, but I do believe that it does not offer the best user experiences, release, and maintainability options that are so critical for a good Copilot agent. What's more disheartening is that the agent builder agents that Microsoft has released, the kind of agents you can make within the Copilot Studio interface, they are in a sense declarative agents. So, hey Microsoft, why not practice first what you preach? And now, my concern with Microsoft is not the fact that it should promote Declarative Agent over Copilot Studio, but at least talk about it a bit more. Because I as a technical architect, I as somebody who is deeply committed to Declarative Agent, I understand how they work, I love them. Um, find it very hard to convince the management because all they are bombarded by Microsoft is about Copilot Studio and Power Platform. To elucidate this point further, in this video we will create a very simple agent, both via a declarative agent first and then via Copilot Studio and see which one fares well. Let's get started. The agent we are going to develop is pretty simple. All it has to do is to query the public websites of Viva Volt and answer questions that a developer might ask the agent based upon the information in this website. For this, Viva Volt, Viva Volt is a software heavily used in pharma industry for compliance purposes. What we will be doing is to integrate our agent with the MCP server authored by Viva. It's an anonymous MCP server, and all the details are over here. Basically, it's just a URL that we need to specify. That's the URL of the MCP server, and then we create an agent out of it. Let's first see how to create it with the help of Copilot Studio, and then we will delve on Copilot on declarative agent. To add an MCP server to any existing agent is pretty simple in Copilot Studio. All we need to do is to go to Tools here and click Add a Tool. We select Model Context Protocol, name the server name, so let's call it Viva, some description, MCP server for Viva Volt. I need to provide the endpoint, for answering end user queries. And then I need to provide a server URL, which basically is, let me quickly copy the URL for it, which is this one. It's documented in their public website. And since the authentication is none, I can simply hit on create. And let's call it 2, because it goes ahead and creates a connection for me. Now it will go ahead and configure a tool for the LLM of my agent. Now, and here is where my beef, my problems with Copilot Studio starts. Now, the first thing I need to do is to create a connection, right? We will see later on with which VS Code or Teams Toolkit. It's not really needed, right? Copilot Studio is forcing me to write my agent in a way that is acceptable to Power Platform. Copilot Studio is forcing me to accept the Power Platform's boundaries and limit my agent within that scope. And my question is, why should I be restricted to that boundary if Copilot Studio does not offer any significant advantage as compared to VS Code? But first, let's create a connection. So I would go ahead and create a new connection, uh, add and configure, and so on and so forth. Not to forget, I'll have to enable the connections in Power Platform. Not only that, once the end user will start using my agent, the first time the agent loads up, they would have to accept the connection request. Now, there are ways to overcome this also by making a maker connection, but the point being, as a declarative agent, this experience of writing the agent is not more than 2 minutes and I can publish it. So, why, right? Secondly, also, I will not be limited by Power Platform and its boundaries. So, if that is what Declarative Agent offers me, why should I even care about Power Platform? Similar to this, here I have Viva Volt Copilot Studio version of it. Now I can go ahead and ask the question, what all does Viva Volt do? This is the first time I'm running it, and there is the answer, right? Notice how the look and feel looks like. It keeps on dangling, right? Let's see a similar example with declarative agent. Now, here is the corresponding declarative agents that I have written with the help of Teams Toolkit. In my subsequent session, I will go in much detail of what declarative agents are and how to author them. But believe you me, the only thing I did was to add this JSON file, JSON segment. So I specified the ID of the it's kind of I'm configuring a connector tool, which is similar to what Copilot Studio did, and I just copied the server name and the authorization. If you're also adding a agent connector like this, please make sure that you have the latest version of the schema 1.29. After that, it's just a matter of building my zip file and uploading it to Office 365 admin portal, right? And the result is something like this. If I go to my declarative agent, this is created with VGS code. As you can see, please don't mind my spelling mistakes. How can I use Viva Word? Exactly the same question. I have specified exactly the same UI. No, I have specified exactly the same description, the instructions for both the agents, but you can see what a marked difference in UI between the two application is. So my point being, if with lesser time, with the help of VS Code, I can release something like this. I do not have any limitations of Power Platform itself, the throttling limits and requests per minute and so on and so forth. And also, I don't need to, my end users don't need to really explicitly enable, click on this retry button and see if it works or not. Then why should I even be bothered about Copilot Studio? Microsoft answer to this question is that it really depends upon who is authoring these agents. If it is a non-coder or a non-developer, then use Copilot Studio, and if it is a developer, then you might think about uh, Teams Toolkit or Declarative Agent. But I don't think that is completely true. In any case, Microsoft claims that the development experience and all other factors remain the same, which clearly is not true. My concern with Microsoft is that why are they not talking about this as one of the options for developing the agents, and why only Copilot Studio is being mentioned in all the discussions with senior management? It makes the job of us technical architects and developers much harder because we cannot convince our senior management on the efficacies of on the benefits of using declarative agent while Microsoft is itself doing the same. I am going to make a detailed analysis of these two development tracks, the pros and cons for both, and there are few use cases why I believe Copilot Studio is a better option than Declarative Agent. So watch out for this space. And if you like this video, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And please do let me know what your thoughts are on Declarative Agent versus Copilot Studio. Thank you.